Now we got John Dean, 45 years ago, pled guilty to obstruction of justice, and now coming in to enlighten the Judiciary Committee on Obstruction of Justice.
We're not just talking about your credibility as a witness. You're a biased witness as well.
Mr. Dean has made a cottage industry out of accusing presidents of acting like Richard Nixon.
Many of us who could actually trace the distrust in government back to the witness here today, the 70 star of obstruction.
So yesterday it was that 70s show in front of the House Judiciary Committee. Jason Chaffez, Fox News contributor, former Republican congressman, former chair of the House Oversight Committee, the author of Deep State, joins us from Utah. Hey, Jason, what did you make of the fact that the Democrats, you know, their left wing really wants to see the president impeached, but Nancy Pelosi realizes that is box office poison. So the next best thing is they put on this John Dean show yesterday. Let's hear your review of it.
It was just a show. I mean, when your core star witness is a convicted felon and he starts his testimony by saying, I'm not a fact witness. If it was a court, they would have tossed him out, wouldn't even allow him to testify. Jerry Nadler is running this like some high school, show it's not worthy of the Judiciary Committee. It is a terrible embarrassment. And the core premise, the heart of their argument, is based on a fallacy. It's based on fiction, and it's going nowhere, and they proved that yesterday.
If they wanted to get someone in there to disgrace the president or to talk about the Mueller report, that's the best they could do?
Yeah, I mean, the whole universe, and they got to go back some, 40-plus years to do this? I think it is fascinating that they don't want to. Exactly. They have nobody that they're going to call up. And it is interesting to me that they won't call up Mueller, because I don't think they want to go through the gauntlet of, Jim Jordan and Doug Collins and Matt Gaetz and John Ratcliffe asking questions about the genesis of all these things. We've been talking about this for months. Mueller has nothing on the president, and that leaves Nadler with an empty bag.
Right. So here's some of the headlines. For example, the New York Post writes this in an op-ed. Jerry Nadler's Trump-bashing show is a bust. The Wall Street, as you see there, the op-ed goes on to say John Dean was President Richard Nixon's loyal flunky until the Watergate prosecutors got the goods on him. He then flipped, testified against all his conspirators before heading off to prison for his own crimes. Since getting out, he's made a living playing moral paragon. Team Trump's supposed evils are at least the third time he's talked of a presidency being worse than Watergate, but he doesn't actually know anything. He was just there to sound off, maybe get Nadler some headlines. And on top of that, he's accused Bush of the same thing and Reagan of the same thing. The question is, this is the first time we've had any testimony since April 18th, Michael Cohen. But the bigger news was the underlying documents, to a degree, that the Attorney General had agreed to release. This could be trouble, allowing a storyline to continue to manifest itself over the next few weeks, Jason. Am I correct?
Yeah, look, as a Republican, go ahead, House Judiciary. Go ahead, Jerry Nadler. Keep talking about this, because you're going to remind people that you have nothing on Donald Trump and that the president was exonerated on this. And there was no Russia collusion, and their arguments are shallow. But go ahead and keep doing it, because at some point, Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General of the Department of Justice, is going to come out with his report. We know that the Attorney General Barr is going after the genesis of this, the start of this investigation, the FISA abuse, the Steele dossier, and when that comes out, that will be real news.
Is anything going to get done where they actually do anything, pass any bills for the American people between now and 2020?
Good question.
No, I mean, that's the thing. There's a real opportunity cost when the Democrats spend their time doing this. That means that they're not doing what they should be doing on immigration. This is the same committee that has jurisdiction on immigration. And I thought, when I read what Mike Pence, the vice president, said, that Mexico had done more to fight illegal immigration than the United States Congress, I just thought the vice president was spot on.
But Chris Coons did say yesterday we have a crisis at the border. Lindsey Graham's going to have the Judiciary Committee meeting today. My hope is we'll get some mature people in the Senate to pressure the House to get something passed.
Yeah, no, well, look, Lindsey Graham is serious. He knows how to run that committee. The Senate Judiciary Committee is where the real action's going to be, because Lindsey Graham knows how to run that committee as the chairman, and they are going to focus on important issues.
It's just getting Nancy Pelosi in the House to do something. That is the catch. All right, Jason, thank you very much for joining us today. Great insight.
Thank you.